well, Chase, why are you wearing a jacket? I'll tell you right now, Tri-City Speedway has the greatest air conditioner of all time. It is on maximum overdrive at all times, and so I had to put the jacket on here. It's a little bit chilly in the booth, but we are having a lot of fun here in Tri-City, and we've got a great crowd making their way into the grandstands right now. Got a good field of cars back there in the pit area, and we are ready to go for what will be the third visit for High Limit Racing here at this facility. We've got, like I said, great weather. Let's take a look at the forecast here right now. You see it top left of your screen, 74 degrees, 7-mile-per-hour winds, and clear skies here in Granite City. And nice and green all the way around this racetrack here. You can see the parking lot starting to fill up here, and the pit area is filled up as well. Let's take a look at the order of events. What you'll be seeing here tonight, a little bit of a different format than we've seen throughout the season so far. Hot laps and qualifying, obviously, that is going to be the same. 3 heat races here tonight, which will go 8 laps in distance. We will not have a B main with 25 cars in attendance. There will be 6 drivers in tonight's dash and a 35-lap main event that pays $12,000 to win. So we do not have a B main, and we do not have 4 heat races. We only have 3 here this evening with the 25-car field. This track was opened back in 1961, obviously owned by the Gundaker family. 3/8 mile, we mentioned that a little bit earlier on in the broadcast, and the track record was set by Rico Abreu back on May 31st of 2023. That lap time is 11.940 seconds, and we know that Rico, he's got the track record here, and he's been fast recently with High Limit, winning last night at Lakeside Speedway and also winning back at Texas last Saturday night as well. He's won the last 2 High Limit Racing shows, and man, did it turn out to be a wild one back at Lakeside one night ago here. And now there is a big shakeup in the point standings as Brad Sweet had his 3rd DNF in 3 years. Now, that might not sound like too crazy of a stat, but really, when you think about the grand scheme of sprint car racing, 3 DNFs in the span of 3 years is absolutely insane. But now Brad Sweet, we'll talk about the point standings a little bit later, but his lead has shrunken quite a bit over the entire top 5. The whole top 5, less than 80 points behind Brad Sweet coming into tonight. Now, Tony Laporta is down in the infield. I'm also down in the infield. So, Tony, during the breaks tonight, we'll be able to hang out and play rock, paper, scissors and all other stuff we'd like to do.
Yeah, rock, paper, scissors and stuff, as we like to do so much. Chase, I'm down in the infield. You're up in the infield. I can see you right now. In fact, if they cut to the booth cam, you can see me see you. You're having water. That's me waving in the background. Chase, turn and wave at me. We're such good friends.
I got it, Tony. I got you. I'm pointing at you right now on the booth cam.
Look at that. I've never looked better than in that shot that you're in. Last year, we ran up into the booth and visited you, but just remember, here at Tri-City Speedway, I'm down in the infield. You are up in the infield. Lakeside last night, a quick 4-hour drive overnight to get here to Pontoon Beach. Lots of fun was to be had. Rico Abreu a little solemn in Whiskey Myers Victory Lane. You know who wasn't solemn? Spencer Bayston, as he wrapped up his best finish to date here in 2025 with Kubota High Limit. I caught up with him back in the pit area. Granite City, Illinois, Tri-City Speedway. Tri is in 3. 3rd place on the podium. You were just 1 step off last night. You see what I did with that? 4th place finish for you and the JMR number 14. Best run of the season very early on here in 2025. How good did that feel to knock off a good run last night?
It's good. It feels really, really good. It's just a boost of confidence, a little boost of momentum. Everyone kind of got a little extra, pep in their step. So definitely felt good. Just, and that wasn't from 5th or 6th. Like, we had to come for mid-pack and battled really the whole race, and we're just picking them off one at a time. And I would have liked to have seen a 40-lapper. I think we would have continued to climb our way to the front. But definitely a good rebound from a bit of a rocky start at the beginning of the night. But that's what you have to do in these races, right? They're tough. You can't always qualify and start up front, make those dashes. So to be able to rebound, climb through the field, get a top 5, a strong top 5, feels good.
I think a strong top 5 is the best way to sum up your guys' night last night at Lakeside. I overheard you. I was eavesdropping. I hope you're not offended. I heard you talking over at the command center earlier. You really liked the race car, but you guys are still searching on you're still working and searching to find the best setup for your slick package, your slick track package. Just explain, what's a slick package? What are the differences, and what are you looking for?
Well, I mean, ultimately, like these are obviously just extremely way overpowered, right? You have way too much power to get into the ground, and the track didn't have any grip. You're just spinning your tires, and the guys that are able to spin their tires the least are the fastest. And when it's slick and there's not much to get a hold of, we seem to struggle a little bit. Just getting just enough grip to kind of propel yourself, build wing speed, and put down a lap. So the feature, the bottom opened up, grip kind of came back almost in the feature, and our car came to life. So we know that's definitely not a problem. Our package, when you can get right rear grip, is really, really strong, and we're getting there on the slick package. We're definitely making progress. I think here tonight, I know they put a decent amount of water on, but it looks pretty hard. So it'll be another one of those where we need to be able to lay down a lap in qualifying, find some grip, find some speed when the track gets slick, and try to get ourselves in a dash here and start up front. We've been passing a lot of cars in these features. If we can just start in the first 3-4 rows, we'll be in the money.
Not looking to spin his tires, just from a personal life aspect. I can tell you I've been spinning my tires for a real long time, and it's not fun. I'm glad you guys are cutting down on that. Too much horsepower is never a bad thing, though. Spencer Bayston and Corey Day are back together on track for Jason Myers Racing. Spencer looking to build on his best finish of 2025 so far, a 4th place last night. Thanks for talking to us.
Thank you.
Great to talk with Spencer Bayston in that Jason Myers Racing number 14. He takes over the full season entry from Jason Myers Racing from Corey Day. But don't fret, Payday fans. Corey Day is back with Kubota High Limit Racing for a few nights here in May. He's on track here tonight at the Tri-City Speedway. Hey, if you see the 50-50 girls walking around, grab them, get their attention, and buy about as many tickets as you can afford. The pot is already over $1,000. You can't win if you don't play. Folks, these drivers are going to play in just a little bit. They're about ready to roll out onto the track here for Dirt Draft Hot Laps in just a moment. Don't go anywhere, folks. More live coverage of Kubota High Limit Racing continues here on FloRacing next.
First set of cars getting pushed off now for Dirt Draft Hot Lap Session number 1 here at the Tri-City Speedway in Granite City, Illinois. Let's take a look at the drivers that are on the racetrack now. The 2-time Gold Crown Midget Champion making his way down the back straightaway now. From Minden, Nevada, the JST Motorsports, the Ritual, Smith Titanium Factory Cane, Maxima Racing Oils, number 88, that is Tanner Thorson. Tanner Thorson in car number 88. And also making his way into the third corner from Clute, Texas, driving the Falcons Brothers Trucking, Power Plus, STC, American Table, B&L Holdings. Number 87, it's Aaron Reitzel. Aaron Reitzel in the 87. And the winner last night at Lakeside Speedway rolls out of the racetrack as well from St. Helena, California. The Rico Abreu, Kermac Janian Racing, Waste Connections, Pacific Boring, Stadelhofer Construction, Massey Valley Transportation, number 24 of Rico Abreu. Rico Abreu in the 24. And the current series point leader making his way into turn number 1 from Grass Valley, California. The Napa Auto Parts, Brumo's Collection, Durst Incorporated Factory Kane, FC Traffic Control, number 49. It's the Big Cat, Brad Sweet. Brad Sweet in car number 49. And just behind him, one of our Race Reading Foundation Rookie of the Year contenders. Out of Apollo, Pennsylvania, the Mercedes Motorsports, Ducati of Pittsburgh, Hollywood Blasting and Coating, Mountain Mechanical, BAV Motorsports, number 42. It's Cy Lynch. Cy Lynch in the 42. Cars getting up to power, also out there on the racetrack from Monrovia, Indiana, the Skagit Speedway, Race Reading Foundation, Ford Performance, Hager Realty Services, number 26 of Justin Peck. And final driver on the racetrack from Auburn, Illinois, and the Klauser Auto Repair, Yokohama Tire, Napa Auto Parts of Auburn, Illinois, number 6 of Mario Klauser. Mario Klauser in the 6 as we are underway. Rico Abreu, now Cy Lynch, the fastest so far. Justin Peck jumps to the top, and Mario Klauser goes to the top. Tanner Thorson, first driver to the 13-second bracket. Now Aaron Reitzel to a 13.7. Tanner Thorson takes the top spot back away with 13.478. No doubt one of the best tracks in his resume right there. Tanner Thorson is the fastest so far in Dirt Draft Hot Laps. He is quickest with a 14.515 second. Make that a 13.478, excuse me. Thorson 13.478. We mentioned it when we announced him earlier. Two-time Gold Crown Midget Champion winner here at Tri-City. And he's now the fastest here in the first session of Hot Laps for Aaron Reitzel, second, 13.731. Rico Abreu, third, 13.782. Brad Sweet, 14.135. And Justin Peck in fifth at a 14.292. This year with Highland Racing, you'll have the ability to wager on the races. If you go to nxtbets.com/playhlr, you can go on there and it'll show you which sports books are available in your region. And you can also claim a sign-up bonus while you are there. And a lot of stuff to look at when you get on that website, including the odds for tonight. You see the numbers on your screen. The driver, you have to get a parlay of at least two of those together. And you are trying to figure out, will Brad Sweet, for example, finish better or worse than 2.5? Also, Rico Abreu's on the list at 3.5. Brent Marks and Corey Day at 4.5. Justin Peck, 5.5, and Aaron Reitzel along with Tyler Courtney, 6.5. So for tonight's Rodman Risk, I'm going to go with last year's Tri-City Speedway winner, Brent Marks, worse than 4.5. I know what you're thinking. Well, Chase, he won last year. Sometimes you just get that feeling, okay? Sometimes you do. I don't know. I'm just feeling it right now. Brent Marks, worse than 4.5. Then I got Corey Day, better than 4.5, and Tyler Courtney, better than 6.5. That is the Rodman Risk tonight. The DFS, the parlays have not been working in my favor here over the last couple of races, but maybe tonight is the night. We'll have to wait and see. Here is group number 2, making its way onto the racetrack now. First driver onto the Speedway out of Northport, Florida, driving the Global Link Moxie Performance Sports Advisors Creative Products Group, number 24D. That is Danny Sams III. Danny Sams III in his Tri-City Speedway debut tonight in car number 24D. And another one of our Rookie of the Year contenders out of Waco, Texas, in the All Ball Your Alternative, Infamous Inc., Bush's Chicken, Flint Rock Ranch, Easy Print number 9R. That's the quickest chicken, Chase Randall. Chase Randall in the 9R. Also out on the Speedway from Terre Haute, Indiana, the Honest Abe Roofing Metal Supply Depot, number 16TH. That is Kevin Newton. Kevin Newton in the 16TH. Also on the Speedway from Indianapolis, Indiana, driving the NOS Energy Drink, Spire Motorsports, Elliott's Custom Tows and Carts, Brant Professional Agriculture, Gamebridge, number 7BC of Sunshine, Tyler Courtney. Tyler Courtney in the 7BC. Cars underway also on the Speedway from Enumclaw, Washington. The Kane Screen Print, Bruno's Collection, HenryCars.com, Caravan Trailers, Children's Mercy of Kansas City, number 9 of Casey Kane. And from Locust Grove, Oklahoma, the Pella Avanti Windows and Doors, Big Spring Car Wash, Water Treatment by Design, number 13 of Dason Persley. Tyler Courtney goes to the top. As I say that, Casey Kane surpasses him with a 13.041. Dason Persley right behind him at 13.094. Kevin Newton jumps into the top 5, fourth quick at 13.150. Now Kane, the first driver in the 12-second bracket. So Casey Kane now the fastest driver in Dirt Draft Hot Laps here tonight. Kane's lap time at 12.971 seconds. He is followed by Dason Persley in second at 13.085. Danny Sams in third at 13.117. Tyler Courtney fourth, 13.122. And Kevin Newton rounds out the top 5 at 13.150 seconds. The 5 fastest so far in Dirt Draft Hot Laps here tonight after 2 groups of cars. Race fans, Dirt Draft has a new feature for 2025. It is Dirt Draft Leagues, which allows users to create private multi-event competitions and leaderboards, going head-to-head with friends, family, rivals, or whomever they choose to invite. Users can customize the league length weekly, monthly, season-long, or anything in between. So if you use Dirt Draft for high limit and you want to play just against a couple of your buddies, then Dirt Draft Leagues is the perfect way to do that. Check it out on the app, one of their new features here for this season. Our third group of cars has made its way onto the Speedway. Driver that garnered his best finish of the season last night at 11 in Indiana, driving the Sander Engineering, 4 Cs Construction, Tally, Autry Plumbing, Singal Demolition, number 14. It's Spencer Bayston. Spencer Bayston in the 14. Also getting fired off now from Tempe, Arizona, the All-Star Performance DRC Chassis, Z-Max number 34. It's Sterling Kling. Sterling Kling in the 34. And just behind him, rolling down the backstretch now, from Gravois Mills, Missouri, in the Ozark Barge and Dock, Wet Steps, High Performance Lubricants, Hibden Gravel, number 3 of Ayrton Jeniton. Ayrton Jeniton in car number 3. And also on the Speedway from Fairland, Indiana, driving the Beaver Drill and Tools, Saw Drill Manufacturing, Bleeding Disorders of the Heartland, number 12X of Cale Thomas. Cale Thomas in the 12X. And making his Tri-City Speedway debut tonight from Tulsa, Oklahoma, in the Bob Hurley RV X9 chassis, Outlaw Wings, Rainbow Nut Butter, number 22M of Reese Moran. Reese Moran in the 22M. And making his Highlander Racing debut tonight from Pocahontas, Illinois, in the 5D Speed Shop, High Octane Bar and Lounge, RaceCarBumpers.com, VP Racing Fuels, number 5D. That is the Dominator, Zach Dahm. Zach Dahm in the 5D. Green lights come on for Dirt Draft Hot Lap session number 3. Spencer Bayston, the fastest so far in this group. He is 6th overall, gets overtaken now by Cale Thomas. Thomas up to P6 at 13.215. Sterling Kling jumps into the top 10. Bayston now goes to second quick, second driver into the 12-second bracket. Cale Thomas right behind him in third. Yellows out, checkers on. Casey Kane still the fastest driver in Dirt Draft Hot Laps, but Spencer Bayston now the fastest in that group right there in second overall at 12.984 seconds. Cale Thomas right behind him, third quick in the 12X at 13.049. Then Dason Persley fourth and Danny Sams a third and fifth position. Tyler Courtney, Kevin Newton, Chase Randall, Tanner Thorson, and then Sterling Kling round out the top 10 with one more group of cars left to come onto the racetrack for their Hot Lap session. Here come the drivers in our final practice session of the night, led on to the Speedway by the driver out of Lubbock, Texas. He drives the Horizon Whiskey, Nice Crete and Landis Block, ShopTruckParts.com, FillPools.com. High Performance Lubricants, number 5 of Brenham Crouch. Brenham Crouch in car number 5. And pulling up next to him on the front straightaway from Athens, Illinois, in the XK Glow CHE Precision Align Life Chiropractic Smith Plumbing, number 7A of Will Armitage. Will Armitage in the 7A. And also on the racetrack for this final session out of Visalia, California, the Iowa Barnstormers, Des Moines Industrial Products, Jersey Freeze, Landis, number 2KS, it is Corey Eliason. Corey Eliason in the 2KS. And the winner last year here at Tri-City Speedway and the DJ of the night, also on the racetrack from Myerstown, Pennsylvania, and the M&M Painting and Construction, McGrew Equipment Auctions, Babs Paint, Livewire Customs, number 19, it's Brent Marks. Brent Marks in the 19. And getting powered up now from Clovis, California, the Myers Constructors, Four Seas Construction, Driven to Save Lives, Standard Engineering, Tally Oil, number 14 BC, it's Corey Day. Corey Day in the 14 BC. And making his High Limit Racing debut tonight from Fredericktown, Missouri, the Premier Door, Pazdera Hauling, Lansco Trucking, Mill Spray Foam, number 28 of Corbin Keith. Corbin Keith in car number 28. Those are the drivers in our final Dirt Draft Hot Lap session of the night. 25 of them in the field this evening. Get a couple of laps here, and then we'll get into Capital Custom Trailer qualifying just after. Brenham Crouch goes to the top, 12.865. Brenham Crouch now the fastest driver in Dirt Draft Hot Laps, 12.865. Now 12.795. The only driver in the top 10 in this group. Now Corey Day jumps to 8th quick, 13.124. Well, how about Brenham Crouch right there? A lap time of 12.795 seconds. He is the fastest in Dirt Draft Hot Laps here tonight by almost 0.2 of a second. Casey Kane second quick, Spencer Bayston third, Cale Thomas fourth, and Dason Persley in fifth, followed by Danny Sams, Tyler Courtney. Corey Day and Brent Marks were in that last group there. They were 8th and 9th, and then Kevin Newton rounds out the top 10. The fastest drivers in practice here this evening. Next on the racing program, it's going to be Capital Custom Trailer qualifying. They are the #1 Renegade Toter Home dealers and the #1 Intech trailer dealers. No one sells more Toter Homes or Intech trailers than Capital Renegade Custom Trailers and Coaches. If you're in the market for a Toter Home or a trailer, trust the people that are there in the pits with you and that support the sport. Check out their complete lineup at www.capitalrenegade.com. Cars will come onto the racetrack for 2 laps, and their fastest lap time will set them up for one of 3 heat races later on this evening. We mentioned at the top of the show the track record currently held by Rico Abreu. It was set back on May 31st of 2023. The lap time is an 11.940 seconds, and so I got a feeling we are not going to get a new track record here tonight. We are over a second and a half, it appears, off. 11.94. We ran a 12.79 here tonight in Hot Laps. So not track record pace, but still like to mention that as well before we do get into qualifying. So as we mentioned, Capital Custom Trailer qualifying will be either 1 or 2 cars on the track at the same time, and then they will go for 2 laps. It is going to be 2 cars, and then they'll pull off and we'll send 2 more. And it should not take too long to get through 25 cars around this 3/8 mile. I'll tell you what, man, announcing a race every now and again from the infield just gives you a whole new perspective on what's going on out there with these drivers. So we now roll into qualifying. First 2 cars onto the racetrack from Clute, Texas, and the Fulkins Brothers Trucking Power Plus STC American Table B&L Holdings number 87. Here's Aaron Reitzel. And from Grass Valley, California, the Napa Auto Parts, Bruno's Collection, Durst Incorporated Factory Kane, FC Traffic Control. Number 49, it's the Big Cat Brad Sweet. Aaron Reitzel coming by for lap number 1. It's going to be a 12.467, 12467. Brad Sweet coming by for lap number 1, and it's going to be to the top, 12.416, 12416. And Reitzel did not get the memo there. He only went 1 lap on the track. Brad Sweet on lap number 2 is going to go slower, 12.509. First lap better, 12.416, but Reitzel, according to my calculations here, only ran 1 lap there. And it's a 12.467, not a bad lap, not too far off of what Sweet ran there, but still he's not going to be happy about that. Two more cars getting pushed onto the Speedway now. From Monrovia, Indiana, driving the Skagit Speedway, Race Street Foundation, Ford Performance, Hager Realty Services, number 26, it's Justin Peck. And from Auburn, Illinois, the Clouser Auto Repair, Yokohama Tire, Napa Auto Parts of Auburn, Illinois, number 6, the Speedwagon, Mario Clouser. Mario Clouser in car number 6, Justin Peck in the 26. Peck, third here last year with High Limit after leading 18 laps in the feature. Lap number 1 for him is going to be third quick, 12.685, 1.2685. Mario Clouser's first lap is going to be 13.292, 1.3292. Justin Peck on lap number 2 is going to be second quick and actually ties the lap by Brad Sweet, 12.416. Lap 2 for Clouser, he will improve as well, 13.144. But Justin Peck and Brad Sweet have identical lap times, but Brad's second lap was better than Peck's, and so that is the tiebreaker when there is a tie in qualifying. So Brad Sweet does have that tiebreaker, but still very interesting to see. Tied at the top of the speed charts at 12.416 seconds between Justin Peck and Brad Sweet. Next 2 cars rolling trackside now for their qualifying attempts out of Minden, Nevada. Here is the JST Motorsports, the Ritual, Smith Titanium Factory Cane, Maximum Racing Oils, number 88 of Tanner Thorson, and last night's feature winner from St. Helena, California, in the Rico Abreu, Crewbag of JD Racing, Waste Connections, Pacific Boring, Stout Offer Construction, Messina Valley Transportation, number 24 of Rico Abreu. Tanner Thorson, Rico Abreu out on the racetrack in 88 and 24. Lap 1 for Tanner Thorson is going to be fourth quick at 12.541, 1.2541. Rico Abreu on lap number 1 is going to be fifth quick at 12.663, 1.2663. Tanner Thorson, second time by the stripe, is going to slow down to a 12.699. And for Rico on lap number 2, he will be faster but stays fifth quick at 12.560, 1.2560. Rico Abreu fifth and Tanner Thorson fourth of 6 cars so far in Capital Custom Trailer qualifying. Making his Tri-City Speedway debut tonight from Apollo, Pennsylvania. In the Mercedes Motorsports, Ducati of Pittsburgh, Hollywood Plastic and Coating, Mountain Mechanical, Mab Motorsports, number 42, it's Cy Lynch. And also on the racetrack from Enumclaw, Washington, the Kane Screen Print, Bruno's Collection, HinderCars.com, Caravan Trailers, Children's Mercy of Kansas City, number 9, to Casey Kane. Cy Lynch on his opening lap is going to be sixth quick at a 12.972, 1.2972. Casey Kane's opening lap is going to be eighth quick at 13.192, 1.3192. Cy Lynch, second time by the line, will be slower, 13.047. And Casey Kane on lap number 2, he will improve to 7th quick at 13.067, 1.3067. Casey Kane 7th quick, and Cy Lynch with a 12.972 is P6 of 8 cars. Another driver in his Tri-City Speedway debut tonight from Northport, Florida, the Global Link, Moxie Performance Sports Advisors, Creative Products Group, number 24D of Danny Sams. And from Locust Grove, Oklahoma, the Pella, Avanti Windows and Doors, Big Spring Car Wash, Water Treatment by Design, number 13 of Dason Persley. Dason Persley in the 13, Danny Sams, 24D, 2 of our Rookie of the Year contenders. Lap 1 for Danny Sams. He's going to be 6th quick at 12.804, 1.2804. Dason Persley, lap number 1, he's now 6th quick at 12.594, 1.2.594. Danny Sams on lap number 2. He is going to be better on lap time. Stays 7th quick at 12.741. Dason Persley, lap number 2. He will slow down to a 12.717. Dason Persley, 6th quick, and Danny Sams 7th. After 10 drivers here in Capital Custom Trailer qualifying, 15 more to qualify. Getting powered up now from Indianapolis, Indiana, the NOS Energy Drink, Spire Motorsports, Elliott's Custom Tows and Carts, Brand Professional Agriculture, Gamebridge, number 7 BC, here is Sunshine, Tyler Courtney. And from Terre Haute, Indiana, and the Honest Dave Roofing Metal Supply Depot, number 16 TH, it's Kevin Newton. Kevin Newton in the 16 TH, and Tyler Courtney in the 7 BC. Tyler Courtney on lap number 1. He is going to be 9th quick, 12.981, 12981. Kevin Newton's first lap, he will be 12th quick at 13.177, 13.177. Tyler Courtney on lap number 2. He is going to improve to 8th quick at 12.899, 12899. Newton on lap 2 will slow down to a 13.711. His first lap was better, 13.177. 12th quick, meanwhile, Tyler Courtney was 8th overall. His time was a 12.899, so the track slowing down considerably here midway through qualifying. Rookie of the Year contender now on the clock from Waco, Texas. The All By Your Alternative, Infamous Inc., Bush's Chicken, Flint Rock Ranch, Easy Print number 9R, The Quickest Chicken, Chase Randall. And from Fairland, Indiana, the Beaver Drill and Tools, Saw Drill Manufacturing, Bleeding Disorders of the Heartland number 12X, it's Cale Thomas. Cale Thomas, 12X, Chase Randall, 9R. Lap 1 for Chase Randall will be 8th quick, 12.844, 12.844. Cale Thomas, lap number 1, 6th quick, 12.583, 12583. Lap number 2 for Chase Randall. He will improve on lap time, stays 9th overall, 12.824. And for Cale Thomas on lap number 2, to the top, 12.415, 12415. Cale Thomas goes to the top by 1/1000th of a second in car number 12X. Qualifying next from Tempe, Arizona, it's the All-Star Performance DRC Chassis Z-Max number 34, it's Sterling Kling. And also on the racetrack making his Highland Racing debut for Pocahontas, Illinois, the 5D Speed Shop, High Octane Bar and Lounge, RaceCarBumpers.com, VP Racing Fuels, number 5D of Zach Dahm. Zach Dahm on the 5D, Sterling Kling in the 34. Sterling Kling's opening lap will be 9th quick, 12.776, 12776. Zach Dahm on lap 1. He is 16th quick, 13.439, 13.439. Sterling Kling, lap number 2. He's going to slow down to a 12.801. And Zach Dahm looking for an improvement. He will not find it. 12.451. His first lap was better, 13 at .439. Zach Dahm 16th quick, and Sterling Kling 9th. With 9 more cars to qualify. From Lebanon, Indiana, driving the Sander Engineering, 4 Cs Construction, Tally, Autry Plumbing, Sencal Demolition, number 14, here is Spencer Bayston. And from Gravelous Wheels, Missouri, piloting the Ozark Barge and Dock, Wet Steps, High Performance Lubricants, Hibden Gravel, number 3 of Ayrton Jeniton. Ayrton Jeniton in the 3, Spencer Bayston in the 14. Spencer Bayston's first lap is going to be 8th quick at 12.720, 12720. Lap 1 for Ayrton Jeniton. He'll be 14th overall at 12.985, 12985. Lap number 2 for Bayston, 5th quick, 12.521, 12.521. Ayrton Jeniton, lap number 2. He'll slow down to a 13.079. First lap better, 12.985. He is 14th. Meanwhile, Spencer Bayston jumps into the top 5, 5th quick at 12.521. Your next qualifier. Whoa, he's almost into the wall. Close call in turn 1 for Reese Moran out of Tulsa, Oklahoma. The Bob Hurley RV X9 chassis, Outlaw Wings, Rainbow Nut Butter, number 22M. And the fastest driver early on in hot laps from Lubbock, Texas, the Horizon Whiskey, Nice Crete and Landis, ShopTruckParts.com, FieldPools.com. High Performance Lubricants, number 5 of Brenham Crouch. Brenham Crouch in the 5, Reese Moran in the 22M. Lap 1 for Reese Moran. He is going to be 19th overall. Oh, upside down in turn 4. Brenham Crouch getting upside down. Red flag. Brenham Crouch getting upside down in the 4th corner. The driver that was fastest overall earlier on during dirt draft hot laps gets a piece of the wall, and that car goes tumbling. Nose wing has vacated the vehicle. MedStar safety team and Highland Racing officials are on the scene to check on the driver. And Brenham Crouch is climbing out of the CJB Motorsports number 5. Brenham Crouch climbing out of the car. So Brenham Crouch looked like, I watched him in turn 1 and 2, and it looked like he was maybe on a heater right there. Did not get to see what transpired in turn 3. We'll see a replay here on the Comp Cams replay on the big screen. If you're here at the racetrack, we'll see what happens to the Horizon Whiskey number 5. He gets into the corner, gets a little hoppy right there. Oh, that thing just started bucking around on him, and he goes for a big one down there. It is a little bit choppy on the top of the racetrack down there in 3 and 4, and Crouch's car just did not like it very much and goes for a couple of somersaults there, or I guess you'd call more of a, I don't know what they're called, Tony, but we'll send it down to you.
Yeah, we're going to check on Brenham Crouch. First of all, Brenham, are you okay?
Yeah, just fine.
What happened?
Yeah, burned a really good lap in hot laps. Felt really comfortable, and looks like just the holes developed a little bit more than we anticipated. Got through 1 and 2 pretty good, and then just got bit over here in 3 and 4. I'm not sure if my angles were messed up or if I just came in with a little bit too much speed, but hopefully we can get it put back together. We've got a lot of car speed here, so if we make the smart decisions and, you know, weave through the heat race all right, I think we'll still be just fine.
All right, Eric Coyle, your crew member here with the ride. Folks, the good news is Brenham Crouch is okay, and he can hear you, as that was a big ride over in turns 3 and 4. And Chase, yeah, his qualifying mate, Reese Moran, you called it. Moran had a huge moment himself over in turns 1 and 2. So things staying wild here in Pontoon Beach like they were last night back at Lakeside. Brenham Crouch up and out of the car, okay.
Now, Tony, I'd say you probably can't take your eyes off these guys during qualifying with how the racetrack is right now. They've got to get up on the wheel. They got to get up next to the wall, and they've got to lay down a time. How about Cale Thomas in the 12X car, filling in this weekend for Cameron Key, as Cameron's racing a midget somewhere else. Cale Thomas got the call. He ran last night at Lakeside, made the show. I believe ran 19th, and now puts it to the top by 1/1000th of a second over Brad Sweet. If it did hold on, it would be Cale Thomas's 2nd career Fast Time Award with High Limit. He'd had one about a year ago to the day at Kokomo Speedway last season with High Limit. See right there on the left, so how close could, I mean, 1/1000 between 3 drivers at the top of the speed charts. So Reese Moran is now on the throttle. He's already got 1 lap in. It was a 13.612. He's going to take the quote-unquote green here for his final lap. So white flag in the air for Moran. Reese Moran, like we mentioned earlier, it's his debut tonight at Tri-City Speedway. Was 15th with High Limit back at Texas Motor Speedway's dirt track. Lap number 2 for Reese is going to be better, up to 18th quick at 13.324 seconds. 13.324. 18th quick for Reese Moran. And Brenham Crouch unable to score a lap time on his Capital Custom Trailer qualifying run. That should leave us with 5 cars left to come out onto the racetrack to try and lay down a fast lap time. We need an ambulance over to the midway area behind the grandstands. We're going to need an ambulance to the midway area behind the grandstands if anybody has that, if somebody can take care of that, as we roll on here with Capital Custom Trailer qualifying. Next on to the Speedway is the DJ of the night, and the most recent winner here at the series out of Myerstown, Pennsylvania, the M&M Painting and Construction, McGrew Equipment Auctions, Baps Paint, Live R Custom for 19. Here is Brent Marks. Brent Marks in the 19. Marks, winner here last year, got the win at Texas Motor Speedway about a week ago. The DJ of the night on lap number 1 is going to be 12th quick at 12.849, 12.849. Brent Marks enters tonight 4th in the overall Kubota Highland Racing point standings. Last night got passed by Rico Abreu in the points. Lap 2 is going to be better into the top 10. That's 10th quick at 12.742. 12.742 for Brent Marks. On lap number 2, should have 4 more cars left to come out. Up next from Athens, Illinois, the XK Glow CHE Precision Align Life Chiropractic Smith Plumbing number 7A. It's Will Armitage. And also on the racetrack, making his Highland Racing debut out of Fredericktown, Missouri, the Premier Door, Pasdera Hauling, Lansco Trucking, Mill Spray Foam, number 28 of Corbin Keith. Corbin Keith in the 28, Will Armitage in the 7A. Armitage on lap number 1. He'll be 15th overall at 12.973, 12973. Corbin Keith on lap 1. It'll be a 14.562, 14562. Armitage coming off a win last night at Jacksonville. Lap number 2 for him will slow down to a 13.003. First lap better, 12.973. And Corbin Keith's second time by will be better on lap time, stays 22nd overall at 13.978. Corbin Keith 22nd and Will Armitage 15th. With 2 more cars to qualify. Pair of Californians will finish off qualifying out of Visalia, the Iowa Barnstormers, Des Moines Industrial Products, Jersey Freeze, Landis, number 2 KS, it is Corey Eliason. And also on the racetrack from Clovis, California, the Myers Constructors, Four Seas Construction, Driven to Save Lives, Standard Engineering, Tally Oil, number 14 BC of Corey Day. So the Corey and Corey show gonna finish off qualifying here tonight. Corey Eliason on lap number 1. He'll be 20th overall, 13.255. Corey Day's first time by the line will be 8th quick, 12.589, 12589. Corey Eliason coming across to finish his qualifying time. It'll be 18th overall, 13.064. Lap 2 for Corey Day. He will slow down to a 12.742. First lap better, 12.589 seconds for Corey Day. Meanwhile, Corey Eliason ends up in 18th at 13.064. Well, that is going to do it for Capital Custom Trailer qualifying. How about it for Cale Thomas in the 12X? Your fast qualifier here tonight. Lap time, 12.415 seconds. That is just 1/1000th faster than both Brad Sweet and Justin Peck. So the Beaver Drill and Tool number 12X absolutely ripped a lap around this place. Cale Thomas, only one other appearance here at Tri-City. It was a 6th place run with the MOA Sprint cars back in 2021. Well, you'd think he was here yesterday with that lap time right there. Great job by him and that team. Hot laps and qualifying in the books. Next on the race program, it'll be opening ceremonies. Following that will be heat races. We've got more action coming for you here on FloRacing right after the break.
I'm Justin Peck, and you're watching Kubota High Limit Racing on FloRacing.
Introducing the My Kubota app. With My Kubota, connecting with your local dealer is easier than ever. Find them with just a tap and contact them quickly for any assistance you need. Access comprehensive resources like how-to guides, owner's manuals, fault codes, maintenance schedules, and more. Everything you need to keep your Kubota running smoothly. Download the app today.
Capital Custom Trailers and Coaches. We are the #1 Renegade Toter Home dealer and the #1 Intech and Bravo Sprint Car Trailer dealer. No one sells more Toter Homes and Sprint Car Trailers than we do. Check out our complete lineup at capitalrenegade.com. If you're in the market for a Toter Home or a trailer, trust the people that are in the pits with you and that support the sport.
Winning doesn't just happen. You have to engineer it. You have to test it and make it better than it was the last time. Our engineers have the passion to create the parts you need, the way you need them to be, again and again and again. We've led this game for over 40 years, and we design, refine, and perfect every valve train part worthy of the winner's circle.
When it comes to magneto ignition performance, there's only one name that you can trust, and that's BR Motorsports Ignitioneering. Servicing the racing industry for over 30 years, our state-of-the-art Magneto Dyno Test Lab facility is equipped with the most technically advanced equipment available. And that's why crew chiefs like Paul Silva and Philip Dietz choose BR for all their ignition needs. To learn more, visit us at brpromag.com.
Evans Building Company is a team you can trust for all your commercial metal building needs. Serving the Wichita area for more than 60 years, Evans specializes in designing and constructing pre-engineered metal buildings for use in various industries. We handle new builds, building additions, remodels, retrofits, and re-roofing solutions. Our design-build approach emphasizes site evaluations and planning, consolidated design, on-time delivery, and increased efficiency. Contact Evans at 316-524-0103 and discover why we have been the team to build with since 1962.
and getting ourselves prepared for opening ceremonies here at Tri-City Speedway. A couple of last-minute touches going on to the racetrack down in turns 1 and 2. We are just a couple of minutes away from getting things officially kicked off here. in Granite City, Illinois for what is the 10th race of 2025. And after last night, these point standings have been shaken up quite a bit. Now, it's still the same driver at the top, but the margin has gone down by half. Going into last night, Brad Sweet had an 83-point lead over Tyler Courtney, and now it is just 42 over the 7BC, 52 over last night's winner, Rico Abreu, 62 back to Brent Marks, and 79 back to Aaron Reitzel. So the top 5 in high limit points right now separated by less than 80 points as we are on our 10th race of the year. Casey Kane, 6th in points, 7th is Justin Peck, 8th Spencer Bayston, 9th Chase Randall, and 10th Tanner Thorson. But Brad Sweet, that is a rare DNF that we saw from him last night at Lakeside Speedway after a huge incident between Rico Abreu, Kerry Madsen, Sweet, and Kyle Larson that took all 3 of those drivers, Larson, Madsen, and Sweet, out of the picture. They were running all inside the top 5, and things did not end very well for all 3 of those guys. Sweet did come back onto the racetrack, picked up a couple of spots, but then ultimately the car did have another problem, and he had to retire back into the pit area. Well, this coming Wednesday night at 10 p.m. on Fox Sports 1, you will be able to watch a docuseries, and it is a very exciting one. It followed all of the drivers from High Limit Racing in 2024. Basically, a documentary about the season for a couple of drivers. Episode number 2 of what is called Dirt 2, a season with High Limit Racing, will be out on Wednesday, Fox Sports 1 at 10 p.m. Check out a little snippet from that episode.
Brad Sweet is at the top of sprint car racing.
Who's better in a winged sprint car than Brad Sweet? Nobody.
Rico Abreu is the single best personality we have in sprint car racing. The Gold Cup Race of Champions really define a sprint car driver's season. It's where you can make your most money. It's where you can really make a name for yourself.
Gold Cup's always been a party crowd. There's so many details that go into executing that I'm focused on before I even think about the actual race.
You know, we'd won Gold Cup the year before, so it's always nice to come back to a race knowing that you're all capable of winning it.
Brad Sweet, he's won almost everything in the sport. It's amazing that he's never won this event.
Corey Day back to the inside, down the back straightaway. Brad Sweet goes to the bottom, side by side for the race lead off of turn number 2. Day hooks the cushion, nearly dropped it off the edge of the racetrack right there. Oh, upside down, front straightaway. Red flag comes out. So make sure to check that out. Dirt 2 on Fox Sports 1 this coming Wednesday. Episode 2 will air at 10 p.m. Eastern Time. Make sure to check that out. It is very well done, and it is huge for the sport of sprint car racing to have a docuseries like that on a major platform like Fox Sports. At this point in time, we're waiting for a couple of more things to go down before we head into opening ceremonies. So let's thank a couple of the partners that allow High Limit Racing to get up and down the road.
Cometic Gasket is a proud sponsor of High Limit Racing. Cometic is the go-to high-performance gasket for racers around the globe. Cometic is dedicated to customer satisfaction and provides uncompromised sealing solutions designed for each customer's specific application. Cometic gaskets are the industry standard for championship-winning teams across multiple disciplines of both professional and amateur motorsports. Cometic gaskets are proudly made in the USA. For more information, log on to Cometic.com. Cometic Gasket, sealing championships since 1989. Race fans, get ready to revolutionize your equipment game with a visit to your local Kubota dealership. With the latest technology, top-notch power, and unmatched durability, their range of products will take your productivity to new heights. Whether you're a seasoned pro or a weekend warrior, our friendly team is here to guide you towards the perfect solution for all your needs. Don't miss out on the chance to elevate your work game. Swing by your local dealership today and make magic happen. K1 Race Gear is proud to be the official safety gear provider of High Limit Racing. More top-level drivers across all forms of motorsport trust K1 Race Gear with their safety product needs. Whether it is premium custom suits, gloves, or shoes, K1 Race Gear has you covered. Find out more at K1RaceGear.com and follow us along at K1 Race Gear on all social media platforms. K1 Race Gear, the racer's brand of safety gear and apparel. At Rod End Supply, we have the unique opportunity to be involved with all sorts of industries, from auto racing and performance-related industries to farming and industrial markets. Whether you're running a go-kart, micro, mini sprint, midget, modified, late model sprint, or tractor, Rod End Supply has the assortment of rod ends, radius rods, bearings, and specialty products that will help you lead the field and perform at your maximum potential. Since 1989, Rod End Supply has provided superior products priced competitively with prompt and courteous service. Our promise is to continue to provide superior service with superior products that will keep you in front of your field. Visit us today at rodandsupply.com. And remember, we don't just sell them, we race them.
Did just receive word. We're about 5 minutes away from opening ceremonies getting underway here at Tri-City Speedway, so 5 minutes away. So with that, we'll take another break here on Flow. And on the other side of this break, it'll be time to hear the national anthem, and then we'll get right into heat races here this evening. The T-shirt area, the vendor row, people saying hello to the FloRacing drone here tonight at Granite City, Illinois. Appreciate all you race fans being here this evening. Now let's go downstairs. It's time for opening ceremonies with Tony Laporta.
Thank you very much, Chase. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Kubota High Limit Racing. Whether you are here with us in Granite City, Illinois, or watching around the world on FloRacing, we're happy to have you here on this beautiful Saturday night. Tri-City Speedway, you look beautiful. How are you guys feeling up there tonight? All right, we like it. We're glad to have you here with us, and we are ready to kick off some Saturday night sprint car racing. So at this time, I ask all of you in attendance here with us tonight at Tri-City Speedway, if you are able to please rise as we welcome from Racers for Christ, Norm Whitty, as he leads us in tonight's invocation.
Let us pray. Father God, we thank you for this beautiful day that you have made. Let us be glad and rejoice in it. Father, accept our gratitude for our mothers on this weekend as we set a time to honor them. We lift up our military and first responders. We thank you for the freedom to gather and enjoy a night of sprint car racing. We ask, Lord, that you protect those who protect us. We ask, Lord, for your veil of protection over this entire facility, the drivers, the crews, the safety crews, the officials, and the fans. We thank you, Lord, for the local, the high limit, and FloRacing personnel who have worked so hard to bring us this evening of racing. All this and whatever else you would have us ask, we ask this in Jesus' name. And all of God's people said, amen.
Thank you, Norm. Folks, we ask that you please remain standing as we honor America with the singing of our national anthem. Here to perform tonight's national anthem, would you please welcome Miss Sarah Schnefke.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hail at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watch were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Ladies and gentlemen, one more time, how about it for Sarah Schnefke? Well, Tri-City Speedway, one more time. How are you feeling up there tonight? Well, with that, folks, it's time to get cars on track here in Granite City. It's time for some Saturday night sprint car racing, and that means it's time to go all in with Kubota High Limit Racing.
Never gonna slack. No, I'm never gonna slack. No, I'm never gonna slack. You know I gotta come back. Never gonna slack. Never gonna slack.
Heat race is about to make their way onto the racetrack here in just a few moments. Tonight we will have 3 heat races. Each of them will be 8 laps in distance. All of the drivers will transfer to tonight's main event, so nobody will have to worry about going to a B main. But that does affect the drivers that were the fast qualifiers in each heat race. Tonight, the 3 drivers to watch for: Cale Thomas, Brad Sweet, and Justin Peck. All 3 of them start 4th in their respective heat race. They must stay inside the top 6 to be able to be a part of tonight's dash. If they fall out of one of those top 6 positions, then the second place finisher and the heat race winner will go to the dash here this evening. The first heat race is brought to you by the folks over at TJ Forged Wheels. TJ Forged only builds forged aluminum wheels using proprietary tooling and exclusive manufacturing processes that clearly elevate our wheels above the competition. Product quality, product safety, and exceptional customer service is what we do. We lead where others follow. Don't settle for close enough. That is TJ Forged. So here's the lineup for TJ Forged Heat Race number 1 as the cars roll onto the racetrack now. On the pole out of Clute, Texas, driving the Fulkins Brothers Trucking Power Plus STC American Table B&L Holdings number 87, it's Aaron Reitzel. And outside of him, last night's feature winner from St. Helena, California, the Rico Abreu Curb Agajanian Racing, Waste Connections, Pacific Boring, Staten Offer Construction, Messina Auto Transportation number 24 of Rico Abreu. Starting in the 3rd position out of Northport, Florida, in the Global Link Moxie Performance Sports Advisors Creative Products Group number 24D, it's Danny Sams III. And outside of him, your fast time qualifier tonight out of Fairland, Indiana, in the Beaver Drill and Tool, Sandro Manufacturing, Bleeding Disorders of the Heartland number 12X, Cale Thomas. And starting in the 5th position in the Waco, Texas, then the All Buy Your Alternative, Infamous Inc., Bush's Chicken, Flint Rock Ranch, Easy Print number 9R, the Quickest Chicken, Chase Randall. And it was outside, starting in the 6th position out of Athens, Illinois. Driving the XK Glow, CHE Precision, Align Life Chiropractic, Smith Plumbing number 7A, it's Will Armitage. And starting in the 7th position in Enumclaw, Washington, the Kane Screen Print, Bruno's Collection, HendrickCars.com, Caravan Trailers, Children's Mercy of Kansas City, number 9 of Casey Kane. And rolling off in the 8th position at Tulsa, Oklahoma, in the Bob Hurley RV X9 Chassis Outlaw Wings, Rainbow Nut Butter, number 22M, Reese Moran. And your final starter at Lubbock, Texas, in the Horizon Whiskey, Nice Cretan Landed, ShockTruckParts.com, FieldPools.com, High Performance Lubricants, number 5 of Brenham Crouch. So 9 cars, 8 laps. All drivers transfer to the feature, with the winner and the fast qualifier, that being Cale Thomas, going to the dash as long as Thomas stays inside that top 6. If Cale Thomas can win the heat race from 4th, he would automatically be on the pole of the dash. We call that the ace in the hole. And if Thomas wins the heat, the 2nd place finisher will join him in the dash. If Thomas falls outside the top 6, as we mentioned earlier, it will be the 1st and 2nd place finishers going to the dash here tonight. As per usual, we always have our DJ of the night. Today, it is the most recent winner here at Tri-City Speedway with High-Limit Racing. That is Brent Marks, of course. And so Marks told me when he sent me this playlist at the very beginning of the season, he told me that it's a lot of cover bands, so covering other famous songs and things like that. A lot of Fame on Fire is one of the bands that he listens to. The other one is, let me double check here on my screen. The other one is Chunk, No Captain Chunk. I've never heard of them before, but that is a couple of the cover bands that you will hear throughout the year on Brent Marks' High Roller playlist. There are a couple of songs that are not cover bands, but a lot of them, out of his 15 or so songs, I would say about 10 or 11 of them are coming in from that cover area. So just something that I wanted to know here before we get into it. You might be wondering, well, who? I thought somebody else sang this song, but that is what Brent Marks likes to listen to as the drivers on the track now, buzzing in a little bit of that moisture that was put on the racetrack prior to opening ceremonies. HendrickCars.com pace truck is rolling towards the backstretch now. Aaron Reitzel alongside of Rico Abreu on the front row. Everybody else finding their proper starting spot. We should be able to go green, not this time by, but the next time by. All 9 drivers do make the call for TJ Forged Heat Race number 1. And we will now listen into the first song on Brent Marks' High Roller playlist. It is Fall Out Boy with We Didn't Start. On Aaron Reitzel and Rico Abreu rolling from the front row. 2 drivers with 2 wins on the high limit season. To the chalk stripe in turn 4, we're underway. A little bit of a bobble on the start, and it's going to send Kasey Kahne into a tractor tire. He goes around. The inside row appeared to get held up there on the opening start. And then Kasey Kahne got a big piece of the tractor tire coming off the 4th corner there. And that car did maybe a 540. I wouldn't say a 360 or a 720, but a 540. And the number 9 comes to a stop. Here is a Comp Cams replay. Inside row. Stumbles a little bit. The 24D of Danny Sams did not get going very well there. And then Brenham Crouch was not expecting a check up there. Got into the back of Kasey Kahne and sent him into the tractor tire. It does appear that Kahne's car is all right. He should be able to continue on. So Kasey Kahne currently 6th in high limit racing points. Will rejoin the field at the tail end and start this one from the 9th position. Luckily for him, it's a good night for that to happen as there are no transfer cars. Everybody is making the show here this evening with 25 cars in attendance. So we will try it again with Aaron Reitzel and Rico Abreu. Honestly, I was expecting to see Reitzel maybe choose the top. That new rule in 2025 with high limit, the pole sitter of the heat race is allowed to choose their starting row either outside or inside. I thought Reitzel might choose the top here, but he will elect to stay down low. We'll see if it works out for him. Green lights come on. We're underway here in Heat Race 1 at Tri-City Speedway. Rolling into turns 1 and 2, it's going to be Aaron Reitzel with the early race lead, and the yellow lights come on. And Aaron Reitzel will be penalized for getting on the throttle too early. That's going to move Rico Abreu to the pole position and Danny Sams to the outside of the front row now. So Aaron Reitzel penalized for jumping the start. He'll move back 1 row. It's the 24 and the 24D. We talked to Danny Sams yesterday during FanFest. He said Rico Abreu's been probably the nicest guy to him so far this season in the pit area as far as the full-time high rollers go. They've had a pretty good friendship so far, and now they'll start side by side. They get going now, and Reitzel was able to get in front of Danny Sams quickly on the restart. Reitzel back to the inside of Abreu, pulls up next to him, but Rico's going to have the race lead down the back straightaway. Behind them, Cale Thomas gets the best of a battle between himself and Chase Randall. Randall runs in 5th. Behind them, you got Will Armitage, Reese Moran. Those two are side by side for what appears to be the 6th position. Aaron Reitzel maintaining the pace of Rico Abreu at the front of the field. Aaron Reitzel trying to get back into a dash position after jumping the start on the initial green flag. Reitzel runs the bottom. Meanwhile, Abreu up on the top side of the racetrack. Rico now pulls away slightly down the back straightaway. Danny Sams running in 3rd. Cale Thomas in 4th. 5th is Chase Randall. And then Will Armitage, Reese Moran, Brenham Crouch, and Kasey Kahne. That hole in turn 1 is definitely keeping these drivers on their toes. Just saw Danny Sams hop through there, almost got the left rear up off the ground. No issues up front for Abreu. Multi-time winner here. The Tri-City Speedway has won in both the midget and the wing sprint car. 3 laps to go for Abreu. No issues up front for him as Reitzel nearly clobbers the wall right there in turn 2. He's going to lose some ground to Abreu, but keeps his foot on the throttle and maintains that 2nd position. Rico already on the same straightaway as 3 of the slower cars. A torrent pace put up right now by the Mesilla Valley Transportation number 24. White flag coming this time by in TJ Fort's heat race number 1. Abreu will not have to deal with the slower cars. Clear traffic up ahead of him. Clear track, I should say. 3 and 4 for the final time, and Rico Abreu's going to tonight's dash. He wins heat race number 1. Aaron Reitzel ends up in 2nd. 3rd goes to Danny Sams. 4th to Cale Thomas, and 5th will be Chase Randall. Boy, oh boy, it is cowboy up in the heat races tonight at Tri-City. Rico Abreu gets the win. He's going to the dash. Aaron Reitzel ends up in second. Third goes to Danny Sams. Fourth and going to the dash, the 12X of Cale Thomas. Fifth to Chase Randall. Sixth to Will Armitage. Seventh, Reese Moran. Eighth, Brenham Crouch. And ninth will be Casey Kane. Rounding out the field, Cale Thomas. His good night continues on. He was the fastest qualifier overall during Capital Custom Trailer qualifying. He maintains his fourth starting position to finish in fourth, and he will go to tonight's FK Rodden's dash, Tony.
Cale Thomas went +1 last night at Lakeside Speedway, 20th to 19th. But what I want to know is, this is a part-time gig for you, filled in for Cameron Key. How hard are you trying to make this a full-time gig? You look great behind the wheel of this 12X.
I'm just a fill-in driver. I appreciate Cameron and the whole team letting me fill in and stuff. So just trying to help the team out, help Cameron out. So hopefully what I learned with the team that I can give back to Cameron.
That's awesome. Cale Thomas filling in for Cameron Key, busy with Extreme Outlaw Midget races this weekend. Cale Thomas goes quick time in Capital Custom Trailers qualifying. He rides off into the sunset here with a strong run in TJ Forged Heat Race number 1.
Good stuff from Cale as we roll now into DMI Racing Components Heat Race number 2. Take a look at the lineup now on the pole in this one at 11 in Indiana. He drives the Sander Engineering, Four Seas Construction, Tally, Autry Plumbing, Sidcal Demolition. Number 14, it's Spencer Bayston. And outside of him, it's his teammate for Jason Myers Racing out of Clovis, California. In the Myers Constructors, Four Seas Construction, Driven to Save Lives, Sander Engineering, Tally Oil. Number 14, BC, it's Corey Day. Rolling off in third, the DJ of the night from Myerstown, Pennsylvania. The M&M Painting and Construction, McGrew Equipment Auctions, Bass Paint, Live Bar Customs. Number 19, it's Brent Marks. And starting in fourth, out of Grass Valley, California. In the Napa Auto Parts, Bruno's Collection, Durst Incorporated Factory, Kane, FC Traffic Control. Number 49, the Big Cat, Brad Sweet. And starting in fifth, out of Indianapolis, Indiana, the NOS Energy Drink, Spire Motorsports, Elliott's Custom Trailers and Carts, Brandt Professional Agriculture, Gamebridge. Number 7, BC of Sunshine, Tyler Courtney. Starting in P6, out of Gravois Mills, Missouri, in the Ozark Barge and Dock Wet Steps, High Performance Lubricants, Hibden Gravel. Number 3 of Ayrton Geniton. And starting 7th, out of Auburn, Illinois, in the Klauser Auto Repair, Yokohama Tire, Napa Auto Parts of Auburn, Illinois. Number 6, Mario Klauser. And from Pocahontas, Illinois, in his High Limit Racing debut, in the 5D Speed Shop, High Octane Bar and Lounge, RaceCarBumpers.com, VP Racing Fuels. Number 5D, Zach Dahm. DMI Racing Components are built with the precision of skilled machinists and the common sense of winning racers, located in the heart of Central PA. You can find us every week participating in the sport we love. You race, we race, let's race together. That's DMI Racing Components. Coming to the green flag, teammates on the front row, Bayston inside, Day on the outside. We're underway. Corey Day gets the jump into turn number 1. He'll show the way. Spencer Bayston hot on his heels. They work off at turn number 2. Brent Marks running in third. Brad Sweet is fourth. Now Bayston draws to the left rear on Day in turn 3, but Day pulls away off the fourth corner. Here comes Tyler Courtney. After a poor qualifying effort, trying to make his way forward here in the heat race. He's on the back bumper of Brad Sweet. Sunshine a little bit loose there coming off that second corner, but Brad Sweet still not too far ahead of him. Corey Day clicks off another lap, 2 in and 6 to go for the 14 BC. Spencer Bayston, the first car to really enter in on it in turn 1. Get right up there on the cushion, entering the corner, trying something different than his teammate up in front of him. Bayston knows the importance of the heat race win. You can see the difference in the line between the two drivers. Bayston rooster tailing down the back straightaway right there. Already halfway home here in this second heat race. 4 in and 4 to go. Spencer Bayston is driving the wheels off that Four Seas Construction number 14, especially in turns 1 and 2. On the edge of disaster as he makes his way back into turn 1. Corey Day still maintaining a 5-car length lead over the number 14. Brent Marks in third. Brad Sweet solidly in fourth, and Tyler Courtney rounding out the top 5. Next time by, it will be the white flag waving in DMI Racing Components Heat Race number 2. Bayston is still close to Corey Day. White flag coming this time by. Bayston going to try and hold off into turn number 1 one final time in Heat Race number 2. Bayston nearly clocks the wall off the corner. Holy cow. Bayston is on the wheel in this thing, but it's going to come up short as Corey Day gets the win. Bayston second, Marks in third, Sweet fourth, and Tyler Courtney ends up in 5th. I tell you what, it is so much different to be in the infield for a sprint car race. Corey Day gets the win. He's going to the dash. Spencer Bayston ends up in second. Third goes to Brent Marks. And fourth is Brad Sweet. He will go to the dash. Tyler Courtney fifth. Sixth, Ayrton Jeniton. Seventh, Mario Klauser. And eighth goes to Zach Dahm. Well, Ayrton Jeniton is the sixth place finisher in this one. He is going to stop on the front stretch to talk to Tony Laporta. And Tony, I'm down here in the infield with you here tonight just because we have an announcer's booth down here, but man, I forgot what it's like to watch sprint cars this up at close and personal. These guys are flat getting after it around Tri-City tonight.
It'll put some lead in your pencil, won't it, Chase Rodman? Ayrton Jeniton, this track, does it in fact put lead in your pencil?
It's going to have to if you're going to win tonight. So, yeah, I mean, I was just off my game there to start the night, you know, a little tired after last night and all the stuff we went through, but you know, at the end of the heat race, I started catching Courtney a little bit and driving harder and harder and harder. So I think, you know, like, yeah, you're going to have to put some lead in your pencil for sure to go forward tonight.
All right, it's a cowboy up, elbows up, lead-fulfilling type of racetrack out there tonight. Ayrton Jeniton will be back on track a little bit later on tonight in that main event.
All right, Tony, BR Motorsports Heat Race number 3 is next onto the racetrack. We'll take a look at the lineup on the pole in this one. Out of Minden, Nevada, in the JST Motorsports of the Ritual, Smith Titanium Factory, Kane, Maximum Racing Oils, number 88 is Tanner Thorson. And outside of him from Locust Grove, Oklahoma, driving the Apollo Avanti windows and doors, Big Spring Car Wash, Water Treatment by Design, number 13, Dason Persley. Starting in the third position at Tempe, Arizona, piloting the All-Star Performance DRC Chassis Z-Max, number 34, Sterling Kling. And starting fourth from Monrovia, Indiana, behind the wheel of the Skagit Speedway Race Machine Foundation Ford Performance Hager Realty Services, number 26, it's Justin Peck. And rolling off from fifth out of Apollo, Pennsylvania, driving the Mercedes Motorsports Ducati of Pittsburgh, Hollywood Blasking Coating, Mountain Mechanical, Bath Motorsports, number 42, Cy Lynch. Starting in P6 out of Visalia, California, sponsored by Iowa Barnstormers, Des Moines Industrial Products, Jersey Freeze, and Landis. It's the 2KS of Corey Eliason. Starting in the 7th position out of Terre Haute, Indiana, the Honest Abe Roofing, Metal Supply Depot, number 16, TH Kevin Newton. And your final starter is coming to us out of Fredericktown, Missouri, driving the Premier Door, Pasdera Hauling, Lansco Trucking, Mill Spray Foam, number 28 of Corbin Keith. When it comes to buying sprint car parts, there's only one place to shop, and that is BR Motorsports. With over 250,000 parts in stock, BR Motorsports only sells the best parts by the best manufacturers like King Racing Products, MSD Ignition, Kaiser Wheels, and Triple X Chassis. Let's hit another song on the playlist of Brent Marks here. It is Fame on Fire, covering Luke Combs' Fast Car. Coming to the green in heat race number 3, Thorson and Persley off the front row. Green lights come on, and we are side by side across the line. Tanner Thorson into turn number 1, going to slide in front of number 13 car and take the race lead away. Thorson trying to make his first dash of the 2025 season with Kubota High-Limit Racing. Back behind him, they're side by side. Corey Eliason putting underneath, or trying to go underneath the 34 of Sterling Kling. Cannot make the pass there, but Eliason does get by Cy Lynch, and now he's into the top 5. Corey Eliason up to 5th. Cy Lynch back behind him, then Corbin Keith and Kevin Newton. Tanner Thorson showing the way. As we mentioned, looking for that first dash of the year. Will not be shocked at all for it to happen here tonight at Tri-City Speedway, a track he's had so much success at in the midget in the past. Dason Persley running in second. Justin Peck is third. Most of the drivers single filed out around the Tri-City Speedway right now. Two very distinct ends of the track as well. 1 and 2, much more slick than what we're seeing down in 3 and 4, and the lines are much different. Tanner Thorson might encounter some traffic by the end of this thing. This time, mile of 5 down and 3 to go, catching up to Kevin Newton and Corbin Keith. Persley solidly in second, along with Justin Peck. Tanner Thorson off the top of turn number 4, 2 laps to go for car number 88. Thorson will have a car to deal with here on the final lap, closing in on Kevin Newton. White flag, 1 lap to go for the Rod Gross Motorsports number 88. Thorson underneath Newton into turn 1 and dispatches of him very quickly. Nice move there from Thorson. Back
straightaway, and 3 and 4 for the final time. BR Motorsports Heat Race number 3 tonight is going to Tanner Thorson. Dason Pursley second, Justin Peck in third. Fourth goes to Sterling Kling, and fifth is going to be the 2KS of Corey Eliason. While your BR Motorsports Heat Race number 3 winner making his first dash of the season is Tanner Thorson in car number 88. Second goes to the 13 of Dason Pursley. Third to the 26 of Justin Peck. Fourth, the 34 of Sterling Kling. And fifth, the 2KS of Corey Eliason. Then Cy Lynch, Corbin Keith, and Kevin Newton round out the field. In our final heat race of the night, Dason Pursley started outside the front row, tried to get the jump on Thorson, couldn't make it happen, but he comes home in second and will have a decent starting spot for tonight's main event, Tony.
Well, it's probably just the type of medicine. We wonder if it's the correct dosage that the doctor may have ordered for Locust Grove, Oklahoma's Dason Pursley. That's a healthcare joke for those of you keeping score at home. All right, a lap 1 incident last night in Kansas really puts a dent in your weekend. You go 9th quick in Capital Custom Trailers and Carts qualifying, and then you look fantastic right there in the BR Motorsports Heat Race number 3. How good does that feel?
Yeah, it feels pretty good. Off to solid start to the night. Sean and all of them have been working really hard to, get these cars better and get me a little bit more comfortable and a little bit more experience as well too. So they just been working extremely hard, and unfortunately we tore up another race car. So not exactly what we want to do, but Tom Book at home and Jerry Petty with the Vonnie Windows and Doors are giving us great race cars to come out here and race. It's just up to me and everyone to just put this thing slowly and get more comfortable and confident in myself.
Hey, you look great. Let's go get some Cold Stone later, okay?
Yeah, that's fine. We can do that.
All right, that's Dason Pursley. He's a birthday cake remix kind of guy, if I remember, Chase. He looks much better and much happier after the tough night they had last night when he was looking at the sky in Kansas City.
Yeah, I'm a cake batter and M&M type of guy, Tony.
I was wondering.
Yeah, I know. We went the other day. You didn't even ask my order. So, yeah, Cold Stone, we saw Dason Pursley the other night there in Kansas City. So that is it for heat race action here tonight at Tri-City Speedway. After this break on Flow, it's time to find out who will start where in tonight's FK Rod-Ins Dash.
I'm Tyler Courtney. You're watching Kubota High Limit Racing on Flow Racing.
Established in 1983, FK Rod-Ins has been the industry leader for both midget and micro racing. Family owned and operated, we take pride in our products and our name because we know you value yours. Visit our website, www.fkrodins.com, to find out how you can join our winning team. FK Rod-Ins. To beat the best, you've got to use the best.